Episode 3802, Even a Loss is a Win.
Moms, it's time to rediscover, rejuvenate, and renew who you are in mind, body, and spirit. Welcome to Create Your Now, Your Best Selfie, the show to help you do just that. Here's your host, certified life coach, personal trainer, and nutritionist, Christiane Wargo.
Happy day. I hope you're having a fabulous week. You know what? It's Wellness Wednesday, and that means you get to get healthy today. Okay, not just today, but every day. You are worthy of your body. Seriously, so you got to take care of it. But when you don't, even a loss is a win. For those of you who are brand new to Create Your Now, welcome to this incredible family. I'm so delighted of your presence. If you already haven't had the opportunity, you want to head on over to createyournow.com where you can learn more and sign up for the Kisses newsletter, the Keep It Simple strategy, everyday solutions to live, love, and impact. Well, this episode is brought to you by AIM, inspiring connection and community. Well, are you ready for a vacation? Okay, maybe it's only a day off, but next week, here in the U.S., we get a day of rest. It's called Labor Day, and that means you don't have to labor, which is fabulous. So if you get to enjoy that federal holiday, then that is wonderful. But the reason why I remind you of that is because we've got some extraordinary things happening here at Create Your Now in the month of September. In all honesty, I do not know how we're going to release it all, but it's going to happen, Lord willing. And we're just going to take it one leap at a time. That's all we're doing, because one step at a time leads to miles of greatness. And you're on this journey and I'm on this journey with you, and we're going to get it done. So be looking forward to lots of new announcements here on the podcast in September. We're going to be launching our AIM, which is our actual membership where you can come in and be a part of the group. We're going to have our free community called Kairos. And so there's going to be lots of opportunities there to interact with each other. And also I will be there too. And then we're going to have our PJ parties. Yes, who doesn't need a PJ party? When you put the kids to bed, that means you get to shine with the moon. Yes, you do. And so be looking forward to that. It'll be happening at least once a month. And depending upon how well it takes off, we might do it more. So those will be our simulcasts. It's going to be a lot of fun and more to come on all of that. And then, yeah. Have you ever wanted to write a book? Okay, I'm going to leave it there, but you know what? You want to stay here too. So with all of that, you cannot do life really well if you're not healthy. Your health is your wealth. But there are so many people who try to live the way they think they should, but they're just not making it. They desire to live and make healthy choices, but when life gets in the way and the excuses pile up, what do you do and where do you go? You don't always have to do everything perfectly with your health to increase your chances of success. We feel like we do. And that's why we say, oh, I'm not going to start today on Wellness Wednesday. No, I'm going to wait till Monday. Oh, wait, that's a holiday. I'll wait till the next Monday. Now you've lost a week and a half of time. A time that you could be taking care of your body. You see, you can increase the chances of your success because odds have it, even a loss is a gain. Think about it. What do you do nowadays? Are you where you want to be with your health? What about your weight and muscles? Are you like, yes, I've got Superman calves and they are awesome? Or you're like, well, my biceps can't even lift a gallon of milk above my head. And I know maybe you're thinking, I don't need to do that, Christiane. But you see, as we grow older, we lose muscle, especially if you're a female. We lose muscle fast. From the age 40, sometimes a little bit earlier, but from the age 40 on, it's like downhill. And guess what? How do you get muscles made? Yep, you got to strength train, but also you got to have a good intake of protein. So how are you on your muscles? Where's your weight? Is it where you want it to be? And I'm not talking about looking at a scale and saying, I've got to be this number. It's more so, okay, I fit into these pair of clothes. I feel healthy. I can walk up 2 flights of stairs without going, I mean, seriously, right? Hyperventilation is a real thing. And so we don't really think about things until it's like, oh, it's time to move your daughter up 3 flights of stairs to her brand new apartment. And you're like, it's a straight shot. And you're like, really? How old am I? Yeah, I just did that on Sunday. Actually, I wasn't hyperventilating and I didn't have that deep breath. But did it work my thighs? Oh, it did. But good thing my legs are my strongest part of my body. And I really do celebrate that. How about you? What do you celebrate when it comes to your body? How strong do you really think you are? How healthy do you really think you are? Because if the answer isn't positive, if you're like, yes, I got this, then that might actually be a good thing. You're probably like, what? This doesn't make sense, Christiane. No. Why is that good? Because that means you have room to grow. And here's the thing. There are about 18 Fridays left until Christmas. Okay, let me repeat that. There are about 18 Fridays left until Christmas. Imagine what you could accomplish if you treated each of those days like an opportunity, not a burden. Think about it. No New Year's resolutions needed. You'll already be ahead of the pack. You don't have to sit there and go, oh man, I just really need to work on my health, along with the other 1.999 million people in the world. And you're like, what about the other 0.001 million people? Well, those people may actually have it all together, or maybe not, and they're just lying to themselves. Regardless, you could be ahead of where you've been in the last 20 years, maybe. You deserve more than just hoping for changes. You deserve the best, so why not give your body the best? Take care of who you are and who you are becoming. Invest in yourself daily. Your body is the only home you get. So give it the fuel, give it the movement and rest it demands. And when you stumble, when your progress slips, remember that's not failure. It's just data. It's a lesson. It's a step forward disguised as a setback. So why not take more steps forward and flip your losses into wins? That is your Kiss to Keep It Simple strategy. Flip your losses into wins. Some people would say, well, Christiane, that sounds like gambling. Yeah, odds have it. It probably does. But don't you want to place your gambling on your health and not actually going and just like giving everybody your money? Why not take care of who you are and say, you know what? I need to bet on me. I need to take care of me because I want to be around now and tomorrow and the next day, Lord willing. But unfortunately, the sad thing happens and it takes a medical crisis or maybe even an accident or an oh my goodness moment that all of a sudden you're literally pressed up against a brick wall. And if you don't do something drastic, you're not going to make it. Now, if that's not you, celebrate that. But if it is you, or you know someone and you love someone that is in that situation, why not share this with them? Help them flip their losses into wins. So what does it look like in real life to do that when it comes to healthy living? Number one, own your nutrition wins, not just the slip-ups. Stop beating yourself up for one bad meal or an entire day of junk food. Focus instead on what you did eat well. Maybe you drank a lot of water. Fabulous. That's a nutritional win. Celebrate that. Maybe you had a veggie-loaded lunch or you skipped the sugary drinks. Maybe you didn't go to your 7-Eleven for the big gulps. Do they even call them big gulps anymore? I don't think they do. That is dating me. But regardless, getting those huge sugary drinks or, listen to this, or going to your favorite coffee restaurant. And it's not just coffee that you're loading it up with. It's the coffee plus the sugar plus the cream plus the caramel and the extra shot of espresso and the extra whatever else and the thing that makes the design on the top. Whatever that all is, because I don't drink coffee. So if you're the coffee guru, you know what it is. Have you looked at the sugar intake in those? Yeah, look at them. But if you're not drinking those every day or not 3 every day and you're down to 1 every day, celebrate it. Build on it. Nutrition isn't all or nothing. Consistency comes from stacking wins, not dwelling on losses. And too many times we're sitting there going, gosh darn it, if I just would have. Well, you got 18 Fridays. What if between now and the 18 Fridays left, you could be a different person inside than to the outside? A lot of times we just got to clean up the inside. And that means what? It's our nutrition. Our body is only as good as the fuel we put in it. What are you feeding yourself? Is it the right stuff? And if you're like, Christiane, I have no idea. Well, when Kairos opens, be there. Number 2, send me an email, connect@createyournow.com, and say, I really want to understand this. What do you think? Because I too have been through health challenges. And I have been working very, very hard to say, you know what? What I need to do is work on this part of my body for this period of time. This is the goal, and that is it. I'm not doing 20,000 things to equal my healthy living. It's one thing I'm changing. Now, I kind of said a white lie there. Why? Because I am trying to get back on my sleep schedule. I have been so off for the last 2.5, 3 months, basically the whole summer. It's been to pot. It just really has. It hasn't worked out for me. So I'm trying to get back to where at least I'm going to bed and in bed, not going to bed, but in bed by 11 o'clock, which means I need to be going to bed way earlier than that so I can lay down and be asleep and resting at 11 o'clock. Now, if I get that accomplished, then maybe I can move it up to 10:30 and then 10 o'clock. I would love that. And then get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. Yes, I know you're like, but that's not more sleep. No, it's not, but my body just naturally needs that. I wake up, I don't set an alarm. When I wake up, I get up. So whatever it is for you, own your nutrition wins, not just the slip-ups. Don't sit there and say, man, I did this wrong. No, you didn't. Consistency comes from stacking wins, not dwelling on losses. Number 2, move smart, not perfect. You don't need hours of daily exercise to build strength or stamina. Even short focused sessions count. Maybe it's a 10-minute mobility routine or a balance routine that says, you know what, I just need to, work on my balance. You can get a Bosu ball and do that. Maybe it's a brisk walk. Man, walking in nature is awesome. And guess what? I walked outside last night taking my puppy dog, who's a senior dog. Oh, and by the way, happy National Dog Day. That was yesterday. And my husband reminded me and he was like, oh, happy National Dog Day. And I'm like, how did I not know that? There's 3 dogs in our family. And how did I not know that? Anyway, it's really cute. So we celebrated with our puppy dog, Rhino, who's an English bulldog who's 12 years old and counting. So yes, he's more than outlived his average lifespan, but he's doing well. And what we've learned with him, he needs brisk walks, but his brisk walk is like as slow as a snail. Easy for me to say. And so when he does take his brisk walk, it's usually only twice a week, but he loves it. And it's just from the house to the Japanese maple and back to the house. So we have this little grass green pad for him. His paws are very sensitive, and so we've kind of adjusted things for him. And I'm telling you this story, why? Because even our dogs need help. Our cats need help, right, when it comes to wellness. So if we're not taking care of ourselves, we can't take care of our animals either, or our children, or our spouses. So, my English bulldog is like, Rhino's like, okay, Mom, well, I really don't want to do that, but I'll sit here on this green pad that you got me. So it's like a green rug. It's a grass rug. And then he walks over to Japanese maple country. And then he comes back to green grass country. And then eventually he comes home country. And so we just kind of joke about it. But that brisk walk for him is a big deal. What is it for you? Maybe it's more than 10 minutes a day. Maybe not. Maybe you haven't really walked at all. And maybe it's just, I've got to walk to the mailbox instead of driving to pick up my mail. Maybe it's a handful of strength moves. All of that can keep momentum rolling. Those strength moves might be literally just using water bottles at home or cans of soup. And you're just doing some bicep curls, keeping your hands down to your side, raising them up. Now, I will tell you this, if you're working on that, do not use your forearms, which is the front part between your wrist and your elbow. It's very easy to pull up with those, and what happens is you burn them out. You want to feel your bicep, which is the thing between your elbow and your shoulder. It's called the bicep. The one where you say, look how strong I am, and you show that strength arm. That's what you want to engage. Make sure you're engaging that muscle because we all have muscles, but other muscles can compensate for weaker muscles. So you want to make sure you're working the muscle that you really want to work. If you're one who says, Christine, I really need to work on my shoulders and my upper body strength, but I can't do a push-up. Okay, not a problem. You don't have to get on the floor and do a traditional push-up. Start with being on the wall. Yes, literally stand up. And the way you angle your body is going to allow you to use less or more of your body weight. And you can just do push-ups. Now, slower is better. Don't rush it. And make sure you're focused on your back muscles. You feel it. The further out your arms go, the more back you use. The further in, the more shoulders. Simple, This is how you can do it. And then when you get strong enough to do that, you can get down on your knees and do it. Then you can go to your actual plank mode and do on your tippy toes with your normal hands and try to do it. Now, I will tell you this. If you have weak muscles in your shoulders, or you've had tears or surgeries, your knees, all of that, do not do stuff that's not good for you. Listen to your doctor and pay attention to what they say. They're not just going, wah, 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 because they just want to hear their voice. They are telling you to protect you. So if you have torn a shoulder, even if you've had a shoulder replacement, if you've had a knee replacement, you make sure you follow what your PT is managing with you. And do those exercises. Don't sit there and say, well, Christy Ann said to do this. No, I did not. I came with a disclaimer telling you to protect yourself. Move smart, not perfect. We all can't move the same way. It would be nice, but we cannot do it. And also think about this. When life overwhelms, show up with something rather than nothing. Momentum beats perfection every time. That's what you want to do. And then finally, number 3, guard your sleep like your success depends on it, because it does. My friend, sleep isn't optional. It's the recovery fuel for your muscles, mind, and metabolism. And you really need to think about that. Because honestly, I think a lot of us, because we can binge watch things, we can do things on demand of everything. We can work on demand, right? We can bring things home. We didn't used to be able to do that. We had to actually physically go into the office. Now, we can check emails for the office. We can do follow-ups, and we don't have to be home. We don't have to be at work. We can be home. We can be on vacation and still do work. So it's hard for us to shut down as a society, let alone as an individual. And so if you've got social media percolating all the time, you got great sports coming up. I mean, come on, it's the U.S. Open right now. Did you see the event? Coco Gauff won. Yes, it took her 3 sets in almost 3 hours, but she won. Congratulations. There are some other ones that lost, not so good. And so when you look at what's happening around you, be careful, because you can get caught up in that tornado-like habit of going, I got to watch this. I can't miss it. And it's like toothpicks in your eyes. I'm going to stay up and watch the whole thing. I can do this. No. If you've burned the candle too often, prioritize one night of good rest. Maybe you've just been going. But now maybe you need to take a day off and allow yourself to sleep and wake up naturally. Don't set an alarm. Turn your phone to mute. You don't need to have all the interruptions when you really don't want to be up until 9 o'clock, because you need that extra rest, assuming that your body will give it to you. Now, if it doesn't and you're up early, then take a nap the next day. But set a non-negotiable bedtime. My husband does this. He gets up early all the time. And when we're on vacation or he's on the weekend schedule, there is no weekend schedule. He might shift only to like 30 to 45 minutes. But for the most part, he's keeping the same schedule. And be willing to turn off screens early. Maybe you need to hear stuff to settle you down, fine. But turn off all the blue light stuff. It's important. You'll bounce back stronger, sharper, and more motivated. You just will. Remember, your health isn't a final destination. Sometimes we think it's a one and done, but it is not. It's a daily commitment. Every day you get to rise up and say, I choose me. I choose to take care of myself. And every time you fall, stand up stronger and smarter. Your journey is proof to yourself that you care about who you are becoming, your future self, right? Because you're willing to keep fighting today. My friend, you're worth the climb. So believe it. Believe in who you are and what you have to offer the world and the impact that you're creating. You are worth the effort. Even a loss is a gain if you learn, adjust, and move forward. So guess what you got to do now? Train for life. Love your journey. Go in peace. Be present. Be incredible. Be you. I love you so very much. I cannot wait to see you on the other side. Blessings, hugs, and lots of love. We'll talk to you real soon. Have a glorious, blessed day. Bye-bye.
Feeling inspired, ready to train for life, and love your journey? Visit CreateYourNow.com for more incredible resources to help you along the way. We'll see you next time on Create Your Now, Your Best Selfie. And remember, always be sure you consult your physician before beginning any health and fitness plan.